I've got a drawer lock bit here in the router table, and the setup is all set except for one big step. Look at how badly that vertical cut chipped out. This is Baltic birch plywood. It's a material that is very prone to chipping, but I sure don't want that included in my project. And really, any wood can chip when you run its face across a router bit like this. So we need to get away from this. And the way to do it is with what's called a zero clearance fence on your router table. It's very, very simple to do. Now that I've got this set up right, and you can't do this step until you know everything about the drawer lock is correct. Once the setup is correct, what I'm going to do is loosen this face of the fence. With the bit running, I'm going to run the fence into the cutter, then stop the bit, tighten everything back up. Let me get that done first, then I'll talk more about it. With the zero clearance, what's going to happen is that now as that bit swings around and exits the cut, a piece of my fence is right at that exit point. So it's not unlike when you back up a cut with a sacrificial board so that as a router bit exits, especially on end grain, there's something there to support it. Same thing. As the router bit exits the face, my fence is there to support it. Now in some cases, with some router tables, you can readily replace the fence faces with material that you might have around. So on this one, I've got 3/4 inch melamine. All I had to do is cut it to size and drill the holes, and it works out perfectly with this fence. If you've got a scenario like that, you can do the same thing on your table. Keep in mind that when you make your fence faces, you have all sorts of corners you can cut into. So I can cut into this corner, I can cut into this one, I can cut into this one, I can cut into this one. I can keep flipping those fence pieces around. Also, as I cut into them and it gets to a point where I've cut a lot, I can go to the miter saw with the fence face, shorten it up, make another zero clearance out of it. So when I first make these faces, I make them long enough that I know I can get a lot of use out of them. Now that you know about that, let me do another cut and show you just how much our cut quality improves when we add that zero clearance. Now I've got a simple question for you. Which piece would you rather have included in your project, this one or this one? Look at what a substantial difference that zero clearance fence made. And if it does this in Baltic birch, a wood that's so prone to chipping, imagine the quality improvement you'll see in woods that are less prone to chipping. So the zero clearance is definitely worth doing on your router table. Yes, it's a little bit destructive to your fences, but it's worth the quality gain that you get when you're making this kind of cut.